Hey, what's up everybody? So if you're interested in buying the latest MacBook Pro 14 or 16, I'm going to talk about the 5 things that are absolutely amazing about these devices, and I call them the 5 Ps that I love. So number 1 is performance. The latest MacBook Pros are powered by Apple's latest silicon chipset, the M1 Pro and the M1 Max, which are the scaled out version of M1. Scaling out means that it is based on the same architecture, but it just contains more numbers, like more CPU cores, more GPU cores, more unified RAM. You get the point. The M1 Pro starts from 8 CPU cores and 14 GPU cores, and it can go up to 10 CPU cores and 16 GPU cores. Meanwhile, M1 Max starts from 10 CPU cores and 16 GPU cores, and it can go up to 10 CPU cores and 32 GPU cores, which is mind-blowing. Both of these processors, they support 32 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of RAM, respectively. So when it comes to the numbers, they are just killing the market. And the best part is that no matter what device you pick, the 14-inch or the 16-inch, you can actually select M1 Pro or the M1 Max chipset. Because if you remember the M1 MacBook Pro or the M1 MacBook Air, they were pretty compact and they were already killing a lot of competitors at that time. So if you just increase the performance and the form factor remains the same like the 14-inch, it's amazing, right? So the performance, on point. The second thing that is really good in the latest MacBook Pros are the ports. Because now, not only do we have 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, but we have an SD card slot, we have an HDMI 2.0, and we have the MagSafe port as well for charging. So this is really good. Like in the rumors, people used to say that in the future MacBook Pros, we will not have to use dongle. I partly disagree with it because we still don't have the USB-A, so if you're using a device that is using the USB-A port, you will still have to use dongle. But now we have a separate port for charging, which also supports fast charging because of the MagSafe. We have the SD card slot, we have the HDMI, we have a separate Thunderbolt 4 ports, and so it means we can connect external monitors, we can connect external GPUs, we can basically connect all of the external peripherals that we were using. And that leads me to the third best thing about the latest MacBook Pros, the peripherals, the display, the speakers, the keyboard, the trackpad. The speakers on the MacBook Pro were always really good, like undoubtedly the best laptop speakers ever. The keyboard was the chiclet style keyboard, but now we have the Magic Keyboard without the touch bar. That's right, we don't have touch bar anymore on the MacBook Pros. We have the physical functional keys. Now, I said that in the rumors video as well, that I am kind of a bit sad about it because I don't know what you people think, but I really liked touch bar. The trackpads were always good. The display, now we have a mini LED based display that supports up to 120 frames per second, which is really good. Because we never really had high frame rates on the MacBook displays. So this is really good. And again, it contains the ProMotion thing, which is like, the dynamic setting of the frame rates. So if you're not using something that is really intensive, it will just, decrease to 60 hertz. But if you are doing something that, that will take benefit from the high frame rate, it will actually increase the refresh rate to 120 hertz per second. And hertz, not per second, which is already per second. Yeah, we have a notch. That's right. I have seriously no idea what to say about that. Like, it's unconventional, but I think with time, we will just get used to having the notch in the laptop display as well. The fourth best thing about the latest MacBook Pros is the portability, and I'm talking specifically about the 14-inch because, as I said, we can spec the 14-inch version up to the complete M1 Max performance as well. And to have that performance, those numbers in a 14-inch device that has all of the necessary ports as well, this is really good. Now, the fifth thing that is really amazing about the latest MacBook Pros is the power efficiency. With the processors such as the M1 Pro and the M1 Max, you would expect something like a extremely power hungry device, right? But it's not. With the regular use, you can get up to 17 hours in the MacBook Pro 16 and 11 hours in the MacBook Pro 14, which is nuts. What else do you need from a laptop, right? If it's high performance and highly power efficient as well, that's the best combination if you think about it. And these are the 5 P's to love about the latest MacBook Pro. There is another one P that I really hate. It's the price. Like the MacBook Pro 14 starts from $2,000 and the MacBook Pro 16 starts from $2,500 with the same M1 Pro chipset. If you spec them out completely, you can get the MacBook Pro 14 for around $6,000 and the MacBook Pro 16 for around $6,300. So $6,000 for a laptop. That just reminds you of how broke you are. And me too. If you have the M1 MacBook Pro, you don't need to upgrade to the M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14. Yeah, if you have a dire need to upgrade to MacBook Pro 16, you are someone that can utilize the M1 Max with the 32 gigabytes of RAM and everything, then yeah, it might make sense, but you shouldn't upgrade from MacBook Pro 13 to MacBook Pro 14 in any case, if you have the M1 MacBook Pro, because the performance difference between M1 MacBook Pro and the M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14 is not worth the money that you have to pay to upgrade it. So if you listen to me, I think if you have the M1 MacBook Pro, the 13-inch, keep it. Like, it's a really good device. All right, that was all for today. I hope that you liked the video. If you liked it, don't forget to give a thumbs up and hit subscribe to stay tuned for more. And I'll see you next week.